Yo! Remember me? Your old pal Bubsy? From all those classic games you loved.
Was it something I said? What could possibly go wrong?
Forget about that. Let's talk about the new one. Bubsy 4D!
Hey Geeks and Gamers, as you may know, I'm a huge fan of Atari. And I remember about a couple years ago, the news broke that Atari had bought Accolade, a company that I've never really been a huge fan of. A lot of the games that I've played under the Accolade name have always been kind of like mediocre to bad. And I remember there was a buzz at the time around the character of Bubsy. Like, what are they going to do with the character of Bubsy? And I was like, maybe nothing, because I don't know what you could possibly do with Bubsy. So, come to my surprise, 3 months ago, I think, or 2 or 3 months ago, whenever Atari officially revealed Bubsy 4D, their new 3D platformer with the Bobcat, it actually looked good, and I was actually pretty excited for it, and I still am pretty excited for it. I can't wait to play that game in 2026. So, when Atari released Bubsy in the Purrect Collection, I wanted to give this a look. Now, admittedly, I've never been the biggest fan of the Bobcat, but I think that's the funny thing. I don't think there really are Bubsy fans. And if you are a Bubsy fan, please let me know in the comments, because I've never met one. But I think this collection is necessary and charming. The Bubsy Purrect Collection, or Bubsy in the Purrect Collection, is a collection of the classic Bubsy games. The only two games not in this collection are the more recent ones that are on like PlayStation 4 and stuff. I think the Woolly Strike Back and Paws of Fury, or Paws of Fury or something. I forget. Those two aren't on here, but every game from Bubsy's history, his retro history, are included. So you do get Bubsy, the first game for Super Nintendo and Genesis, Bubsy 2 for Super Nintendo, Genesis, and Game Boy. You get Bubsy and the Furry Tales or something, I forget what it's called, but the Atari Jaguar game. And then you get Bubsy 3D, which is the most interesting one, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And you also get the Super Famicom version of the original Bubsy, along with a ton of extras. And this collection is brought to us from Atari and Limited Run, which Limited Run used their Carbon engine for this collection, which they recently used for the Tomba games, which I haven't played yet, and something that I have played a lot of, the Geeks trilogy that got released. They've been using the Carbon engine to remaster these classic games, and Bubsy has got the treatment here.
What could possibly go wrong?
Now, again, I don't think Bubsy has ever had any great retro games. I don't really necessarily love or even like most of the games in this collection, but Bubsy is charming because, you know, Bubsy, it was a failure of a character and still is a failure of a character, but from a time that is so nostalgic and from such an inconsequential point of view, where we've seen major failures in the gaming industry today that are twice or triple the size of Bubsy, with such huge fallout that cost people their jobs, studios closing down, entire companies being shelved. The idea that a little Bobcat character is still considered a failure amongst something that huge within the industry is funny. And it's charming, and the fact that it's almost like time has done this character well, because I believe at the time he was written off as just another character with attitude, and that's exactly what he was made to be and what he is. But I don't know. I kind of like Bubsy now. I think he's kind of cute, and I kind of like the try hard nature and stuff. Again, it takes you back to a certain point in history. And I like the fact that I live in a time where characters like Bubsy and Gex and Croc and Glover and and Zool, these characters have modern retro releases like of their games. That's so fucking cool. And the fact that this collection exists should give you hope for if you're a fan of whatever obscure game. Voodoo Vince, I think that one already had a remaster. Bad example, but if you're a fan of whatever obscure game that hasn't been touched in a while, I'm a big fan of Beautiful Joe. It gives me hope that if fucking Bubsy can make it, that anybody can, any game series can. So yes, you do get the classic Bubsy games here. Again, I'm not really a fan of the games, especially the 2D games here. I've never really liked the way that Bubsy played in these 2D titles. It always felt like he had the level design the level design and control of Sonic, but the sensibilities of Mario, which has always kind of clashed to me. I'm not saying these games can't be fun and people can't enjoy them. Like, please, for all means, like if you do, please enjoy them. And I'm trying to. I think I am going to try to get through these titles on this collection, but I've never been the biggest fan of the 2D Bubsy games. And then Bubsy 3D is often known and mocked as one of the biggest failures of all time. Such an awful game. We actually covered it on the first episode of Quest for the Worst, me and Spencer. So it's kind of legendary. And the fact that so much care was taken with this collection that they even went back in and quote unquote fixed Bubsy 3D. Yeah, like, guys, like, what the fuck are we doing here? This is amazing. Like, there's a version of Bubsy 3D on my PlayStation 5 that has fixed controls and camera. I mean, you're still playing Bubsy 3D, so it's like polishing a turd, but still, I can actually play the Bubsy. I can reasonably play Bubsy 3D. Again, you're still having to, it's the same level design and stuff. It's like a complete overhaul, but like they made it playable. And the fact that they were willing to even do that, I don't know. Like, that speaks volumes about, like, the care and attention put into this collection. You also get a ton of side content, including marketing material and artwork and videos with, like, interviews with the people that made Bubsy and even the cartoon pilot. There's design documents. You can read the design documents for Bubsy 3D, which, we think of games as like this nebulous things that like just pop into existence, but the fact that I can sit down and actually read the design documents for Bubsy 3D makes it feel more human. And I gotta say, like, I don't know, like, I think this collection's kind of awesome.
No, I really wasn't. I really was the art hit guy. So my passion, my specialty was the visual representation of the character. Beckett, gave me an idea of what they were looking for. When I met Mike Berlin, he talked to me a little bit more about the personality, but I kind of got it. It's a cartoon animal, a side-scroller game. It wasn't. The concept or the niche wasn't completely new, though Bubsy was kind of unique. We did have a joke about the time that everybody in Hollywood was looking for a character with an edge or with an attitude. We kind of cracked up when, somebody suggested that's what we're looking for. But I kind of had an idea of like, you want to have a confident kind of character who's, kind of cocky and kind of clever and, energetic. So I think the first sketches I did out of the gate, Mike said, yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for.
There's a lot to like here in Bubsy, the Purrect Collection. And I don't... It's so weird for me to recommend a collection of games I don't like. Like, I don't really like these games that much. But there's just so much love has been put into Bubsy, the Purrect Collection. Like, even bad games, I think, need to be preserved, right? Like, there has to be a fan of Bubsy out there somewhere that this made their day. This came out, it's $20. If you want to even explore these games, I think that's well worth it. I think that pricing it at $20 was smart because it'll only go on sale from there. And these games aren't, like, in my opinion, aren't worth more than that. But I like Bubsy, the Purrect Collection. I'm really excited to see Bubsy 4D. The first impressions of that game are amazing. Like, it actually looks like a good game, which, my God, Bubsy needs one because I don't think he's ever had a truly good game. He's had tolerable games, I think, but I don't think he's ever really had a truly good game. But yeah, I appreciate this collection, and I appreciate Atari and Limited Run preserving and kind of putting the spotlight on this failure of a character. Like, I think Bubsy is gaming's favorite failure.
You see? I told you it wouldn't take long. Bubsy is back! Okie dokie, Arnold. Time to rise and shine, old pal of mine.
Get in the truck. Get the 10 for the mud truck.
Come on, Arnold, old buddy. Wake up!
The truck is back.
Come on, snap to, Mr. Basket Case. It's me, the Prince of Personality, Bubsy.
Bubsy. Oh, worse than a truck.
Oh, come on. You know I'm your hero.
Everybody's hero.